good people. This is your goat Minyari coming to you from the dinosaur-tastic world of Chimeraland. Today's episode of Pet Parade, I will be discussing my second love of the game, Roxanne, the Jindipelta. The Jindipelta was actually a real dinosaur that lived in the region of China in the late Cretaceous period. Just in case you didn't know that, now you do. Look what I'm doing. When I first started this game, I wasn't really crazy about the game pod, so I didn't do it. I didn't really know what kind of rewards and how important it really was for leveling and just getting up there fast. I was doing pretty well without it, so I just didn't bother with it until much later. But at around level 50 or so, I started doing. I did all of the capture trials, and I did all of the devouring trials, and I ended up with just a ton of maturity pills, and I think I got a bunch of intelligence pills as well. And my Pinnapup, Lilybell, was almost maxed out up top, so I did spend those maturity pills to get her leveled up. And then my next most important pet at the time was my Jindipelta, which I got from the dinosaur event. It was a lucky draw, and I spent all of my maturity pills on maxing this one out, and then I also spent the remainder of my maturity pills on maxing out my Stodal. She's like 70 or 80% of the way done. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have known that was really a foolish spend of maturity pills. I really should have saved them for something for the 5% attribute conversion pets, the evolved pets. But I didn't know, and it doesn't matter. I'm still rocking it with my pets, so it's fine. But this was my second one that I maxed out, and display. Let's take a look at her. See, I didn't have Delululu yet. I had the Blush Puff there, which look what the goofy update did to my Blush Puff. She's got like an elephant tumor on her head or something. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, so the Jindipelta was the next one that I opted to spend my maturity pills on. As you can see, I haven't really changed her all that much. I did give her horns, obviously, lotus horns, and you can't really tell, maybe a little bit, but there's a gray ridge at the top of her back. Those are actually wings that I have shrunk down to tiny. And she is a very slow flyer, but she is a flyer, so it's helpful in that regard. So, I haven't really gone very far. She hasn't really gotten any eggs. I haven't really taken any steps to move her up toward illustrious at this point. Was that noble? Yeah. No, illustrious. Yeah, I haven't really done the homework to get her up to illustrious yet. I haven't given her the eggs and whatnot. I've just been focusing on other pets because there are better pets than the Jindipelta. But the Jindipelta is a great pet, I will tell you. So that's why she's pretty much 70, 70, 70, 71, 70, 69. You see I've only given her 6 refining points. So she's pretty, I guess, average, basic, very basic. This is a basic bish. I don't really have her skills maxed out that well either. Focused on, she's more a tanky pet. So the damage reduction, and then ranged attack is great for her. Crit damage reduction, again, making her more of a tanky pet. And then crit. So I don't know if, these are the best choices of skills, but I was still learning at that point, and I'm still learning today. But that's what I have her set up. So she's mostly a tanky kind of pet. But the one thing about the Jindipelta is they have an amazing AOE. They're like AOE beasts. And I have a friend in the guild who the Jindipelta is his primary beast of choice, and he has really great DPS. So he's a very strong player, and he just rocks it with his Jindipelta. And the Jindipelta, like I said, has amazing DPS. As far as like speed, it is intended to be a land mount, and she does run fairly fast. And then of course I do have her equipped with wings, invisible wings, just so that she's a little bit more maneuverable. Do you see those little teeny wings? I think those are Batolf wings. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably, if I would rank my Pentapup, I would probably rank my Pentapup as a 9. And the Jindipelta, I would probably rank as, my gut says 7, but then again, like I said, my friend, this is his main beastie, and he does really well. And the Jindipelta is, like I said, the AoE. So I'll give the Jindipelta an 8 out of 10 as far as playability, and just, it is a fun pet to play with. The AoE are giant spikes that come up out of the ground, and that's pretty, it like hits the dirt with its tail, and it throws mud balls as well. So they are fun to fight in the wild. It's a good fight, and having one as a pet, I do highly recommend the Jindipelta. You could probably also say the same for you could probably also say the same for most of the dino species, actually. I know that the Brontosaur has a great AoE, the T-Rex has a great AoE, the Quetzalcoatls are really high DPS. I understand that just the Grand is the better of them, I guess. And I'm going off somebody else's word, so take it for what it is. But yeah, all of the dino pets have really decent AoE and fairly decent attack capabilities. And I'm not really sure how tanky the rest of them are, but mine is set up to be a little bit more on the tanky side. So again, I would highly recommend the Jindipelta if you can get your hands on one. They're a fun pet, and very strong and effective. So that was basically it. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Pet Parade, and if you found this to be helpful or informative, then please give me a subscribe and a like. Thank you. Have a good night.